So, welcome everybody to our AS meeting. Um, Thank you everybody for coming out. We're going to start first. Smiley, go ahead and start with your stuff.
All right, so regarding the fleet, noticed still running colony sims. I think Pause still running. Also, colony progress is going pretty dang well. We're about halfway. I think it's a glitch or something. I have no idea, but we had the colony upgrade 4 right off the bat for some reason. Don't know why, but we'll take
Oh,
advantage of
really?
it. This glitch, yeah. Colony
Oh,
upgrade 4 is available, and we're trying to fill it up right now.
oh, okay. The last
See
time
if
I
it works
checked,
or
it was
not.
on 70,000 on each provision, so that's good. Yeah, I'll go back to the
Yeah.
transfer.
So, but everything else is going pretty good. So the morale, infrastructure, and renewable aren't really moving that far until that upgrade gets finished, and there's still about 20,000 more provisions per to go up. So that's gonna take a little while, but still going well. I myself haven't seen recently, but we do want more events to be run by fleet leaders. I haven't been on much. Sorry, I've been playing other games, but more events we run, the better. Because what we really want to do is we want to have as many members as we can online at the same time, but we also want to keep those members to stay. So we want to do stuff with them, like run events, help them, things like that. The usual.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And as of right now, the winter event is almost done. Research. The anniversary event is coming up is February. Don't know the details on that yet. And then the 14.5, I think it is, or 13.5. Remember what season we are in anymore. That should be coming out in March. And then we're gonna get the Dominion DLC in like July. So June or July. Other than that, there hasn't been much else happening in Stowe. Other than last night, Sinar,
Hey, Smiley, I'll talk about that later.
well, we're talking Stowe, so I'm just gonna bring it up. Why not bring it up with Stowe? I'm just gonna do that.
Well, I'll go. You want me to go ahead and brief that then?
Yeah, why don't you do it? You're the one who talked.
Okay, so everybody knows that we haven't had the best relations with Army of Freedom over the past couple of years. For our Rise of Nations guys, that would be AOF Explosion, and Thylek is what he's known as over in Stowe. Yeah, we're still rivals with them. So over New Year's, Thylek presented the proposal that we should warm up relations. And I know the first thought that's going through everybody's mind, we've tried this before, it fails, we work for a little bit, and then it falls apart. But coming from somebody who I'm kind of fresh at the whole AOF rivalry and a lot of the crap that's happened in Stowe over the past couple of years that I haven't been around for, I take a bit more of a fresh outlook on everything. I still know that things need to be careful, and we do need to tread lightly with Thylek. However, last night, me and him had a great conversation, about 2.5 hours.
Amazing.
And we discussed a number of things pertaining to how we are going to start our negotiations and how we expect our members to act and conduct themselves and how we would deal with any issues that may arise. So from this moment forward, everybody in Stowe, if you run into an AOF member, they say anything to you, be respectful, be kind. Do not incite them. I say again, do not incite them.
Sounds
do
good.
not give them a reason.
Goes for you, Insane.
Yeah.
What? No.
Or me.
Goes
Okay.
for anybody. Period. There are no exceptions.
Even
No.
me.
Even Ryan. We want to try to make this work. We want to try. I mean, never.
Try.
I don't believe
right.
it's gonna work.
Insane. That's what I said for the 2.5 hours last night during the entire conversation. But we'll see what happens.
There is no try. There is only do.
Yeah,
And it's probably going to fail. But
Well, now, hold on. With them, it's only do wrong. Remember that.
we're
What
still going to
exactly-
try, okay? Let's just... All right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
What exactly is this? Because we're from the people from SCC. We don't know what this is all about. So I know for myself, I'm a bit confused by what's going on here.
Just ignore it then. Don't even ask.
Hey,
Okay.
but what do we have to stand to gain from something like this?
Absolutely nothing.
'Cause I think
The
that's a good
whole
point.
point of this was to have an alliance with someone where we could have PvP battles. The whole envision of this, and Ryan wants to do this, is that they become allies. We go to other games. They help with us.
Allies is
Yeah.
taking it a little far.
You said that
I-
last night.
I
You
want
said
to. I would like to get to that point, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, and I doubt that's ever going to happen. I mean, I just want to get to a friendly relationship where we can be in the same room together and not bite each other's head off.
that. Yeah, well, you said that anyways.
I just don't see that happening.
I don't either, but we'll
Hey.
see if we'll give Sinar another crack at it. If it doesn't work, then whatever.
It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then we're done. That's it. Fuck it. We move on.
He told Sinar to have a great night, so he got that far.
Yeah. Apparently that's progress.
That's never happened for me or Ryan. So he's got that far.
I just wanted to interject real quick. I'm doing transcripts still. Due to what we were talking about the other day, who was it that mentioned in leadership chat that people who screw up trying to, it was Sinar or Smiley or one of the two, saying that, the people who have gotten caught trying to undermine a fleet before, like, what was it, an Eve and stuff like that, or who was it? Somebody was saying it. Once they get caught, they try not to get caught again. So maybe they might be playing this, maybe they might not be. But I
He's
guess it's a
always
shot
tried
in
to
the dark,
play us.
so-
That's why I don't believe him. But
Yeah.
we're gonna try nonetheless. But we're gonna be incredibly cautious in doing it. Anyways,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
a
I'm
fair
sure.
warning.
Cautious.
We're trying this again, but that's that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember last
next-
time that this happened when he was like, "Oh, let's be friendly."
Yes,
and
I
then-
know. Insane. I know the point you're talking about when we invited him to the Armada and all that shit happened. No,
Yeah.
I mentioned that as well.
But
What-
even if
Whatever.
we fail
We're
with
gonna
relations,
We're gonna leave it at that, and we'll see what happens.
even if we fail with relations, though, we're all still a part of the community Discord now. So even if
it
we
doesn't-
don't deal with AOF, we're all still here, invited to the new
It doesn't.
community.
Yeah,
Discord now, so we can
nothing
move on
bad
to
is
the
gonna
new-
happen. They'll just hate us as much as they've already hated us.
Yeah.
Is that
But next is the Rise
Are
of
we-
Nations, and Ryan can cover that.
Am I? I'm moving on to Ryan's now. Okay.
Well,
Right.
hold on. There was still Kaze. Was there anything you wanted to say about running simulations before we move on?
Simulations. I've spoken to Nova about. I've mentioned this to Nova and you guys before. Whenever I had the chance, and you guys were in the room. I don't know how many of y'all have played MMOs before or have witnessed a raid team or something like that. They have things called static raids where you come up with dedicated teams of people
Yeah.
who will normally go in each and do same people,
That's
same
how.
team.
That's how the original STFs worked in the game.
Right, and instead of being sold provisions the way that I have recently, which I just came into a bunch of real cash for watching the farm, a couple hundred to be exact. So I'm going to throw some real money back into the game and try to sell a large ship for another $250 million, and this time actually throw that in the bank to fuel us for a couple months or two, so we can get by. But I'll get around to that when I can. But I kind of want to, at a later date, get with some people and see if they want to be a static team so that we can actually have dedicated people who want to do sims on a normal basis, because instead of selling from people being sold from people from other fleets because they have to join and then deposit, then leave. If we're all in a 5-man team at one shield generator defending it, we're all in the same fleet. And anytime we finish the entire thing, we all get 2,100 provisions of each stack, and multiplied by 5 is a lot of provisions. Let's just say that. So we can all deposit them immediately into the colony and then be done with it. But also so that we can have dedicated people who are in that to have fun and stuff like that. But I'll touch on that at a later date. But right now I'm running Colony. If anybody wants to contact me about Colony, or any positions or any events they'd like to hold at Colony, go ahead and shoot me PM, DM in Discord. I don't really give a crap. I'll give my @handle to whoever wants for Star Trek. I'm floating around in the Sula band right now. So, but yeah, back to transcripts. So.
That covers it for Stowe. I mean, I don't really have anything else for, to be honest. There hasn't been much going on in the game otherwise.
Sinar, do you have anything else, or I'm going to start making a list for Ryan?
So upcoming Fleet and Armada events within Stowe.
The only upcoming one we have right now is the PvP event that John is running and he's designing. He is not here right now because it was too late for him to make it to the meeting. Push it back a few hours. So that'll be covered next time. Which, to be honest, we'll probably have another meeting at least by beginning of next month. So.
Okay.
That's what we'll probably do. I'll talk to John about.
Can I?
Rise of Nation. What?
Oh, yeah. Before Ryan does another thing, I just wanted to put this out into the public space before I start doing a case-by-case basis based on what Sinar, Ryan, and you have told me. Apparently, due to what's happening with the Discord, I'm to notify a select number of people to have, I suppose, recognizable names associated with their in-game names on Discord. That way, in Discord, it's easier for us to know who's who and who's talking, things like that.
Yeah, what we really want is if you're in Stowe, they'd like to see your @handle in your name. But the other thing is that it really, really clogs up your names and it's hard to see everything.
Yeah, and you can see Ryan's name in the top right at Discord, the way he's got his /@handle.
Yeah,
whatever
he has his name, then he has his @handle, then he has his Steam name.
Oh,
What a clusterfuck that is.
yeah, but
Right now, my name right here, the only difference for mine would be Uplay. Because on Uplay, it's Skullshot from my early days in Xbox.
And Kaze's my gamer handle for years, regardless any game that I play.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah, back to transcripts and Ryan.
And so, yeah, it'd be just easier to tell people apart. Anyways, Ryan, you want to talk about Rise of Nations? You want to take that over?
Well, Ian's here. Ian's one of the Rise of Nations leaders.
Well, then let him. I
If
didn't know who was doing it.
if Ian wants to talk about Rise of Nations. For anybody that doesn't know, AS is still in Rise of Nations, the game that it was founded in 2004. Glass Passenger, Commander, they're in this Discord right now. They're one of the older members and leaders of that clan. But most recently, Ian and Spyrodon, who could not make the meeting tonight, kind of revived our clan as it was dying off when Steam took over. And they've kind of turned it around with an active and actually a pretty decent core group over there. They're always recruiting. If you have Rise of Nations, it would be nice to have some of the originals come back if they ever play, and yeah, there's quite a few people actually. Like I started noticing less AS members popping up on my Steam, and then all of a sudden, most recently, I started seeing more and more. So they're doing a good job of turning it around and rebuilding it to its former glory. It's actually still one of the oldest clans that survived the whole apocalypse of GameSpy and big, huge games. So,
Didn't they get like taken by Activision?
no, they went bankrupt. Close their doors.
For what it's worth, though, the GameSpy servers and programs like that are still operational.
Anyways,
I mean, you could use Tungle, but you know.
That's what we did for Resonations when GameSpy closed. But
anyone wanna?
I mean, there's not a whole lot I can say about Resonations because I myself have just recently started reconnecting with everybody back over there. So I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of details unless Ian can type, because he can't talk right now. If he wants to type, he's more than welcome. If not, then that's fine.
Yeah, if not, we can do it at a later time. Because we're probably going to have another meeting like this within the next few weeks, to be honest with you. Probably within, 2-3 weeks, Sinar, you say?
Possibly.
At least another month, at least 3 weeks. I'd say 3, 4. If anything. By the beginning of February. Because we're going to want to, yeah.
But I have to say that I am quite impressed to see the excellent job they have done. It's absolutely astonishing to see how well that they took over on their own when AS was at its weakest and built it up into something to be reckoned with. Because they actually had some clan battles and they can keep up with some of the more formidable clans on Rise of Nations, which is quite impressive.
Alright. Okay, so next is going to be website update. Now, Ryan revived the old website. He put it into meeting chat. Put it in meeting chat. That is the old website that they used to use back in the day. And John has been working on a new one, but he doesn't. Where he's not here yet, and it's not entirely finished yet. But once it's finished, that'll be.
Thank you, Ryan.
That'll be our website, and it'll be the AS community website. And he will tell us more about that when he can. That'll be the next meeting. We need to try to set a time that's good for everyone. It's kind of hard to do that, especially with all the leadership, and with some people being in Europe and whatnot. But yeah, he will give us about that. And I think that leads perfectly into Sinar's idea. Well, Sinar and Ryan's idea, or ours. Yeah. You want to take it away, Sinar?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it from here.
Ian's got something to say. He's typing right now in the meeting chat.
All right, so I'll wait a little bit until Ian's done.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
All right.
It's being actually recorded by two people that I know of, me and Ian.
Oh, I meant physical subject transcripts.
I'm doing it too.
Okay, so 3 recordings of this meeting.
No, I'm writing it up.
Oh. I didn't play Rise of Nations so long since I've played it. I don't even know if I'm that good at it.
So my first game back online with Ian, it crashed. Good old
I don't
times.
know. I don't even remember all the strategies. It takes so long to get you back to.
Good old times. A glass, the OOS. Out of sync. Yeah, the old version, so much more stable. It flies.
Is everybody able to see in meeting chat what Ian's typing?
Yeah, looks good.
I have no idea what. Anyways, no, that's not too bad.
It's about the same when GameSpy was hosting it.
That's not too bad. I doubt I could play with Pro Play though. I haven't played that game in years. I don't even remember I don't even remember most of the strategy.
I can get my economics booming.
Anyway,
Probably.
AS will still be
so
there.
turn it over to Sinar, and he will tell everyone about the expansion we.
Yeah, so this has been an idea that actually Ryan has had for the past couple of years that we're finally putting in motion. So a couple days ago, I finally decided to log in, download Star Wars, play with the guys over there. And I had a great time. Everybody was helping me out, get my character started. The Marion was doing a lot of things for me, Cass, Kaze, and Craig, and everybody. Like, you guys helped me out a lot, which gave me the idea that and the thought that it's nice to be able to go into a game with people that I know, and I don't have to play the game for a while, try to find a group that I mesh with, go here and there, and bounce around. I found a great community with AS when I joined in Star Trek Online, and I want to stick through it. And I was thinking I can think probably a lot of other people feel comfortable with the group that we have here. The Rise of Nation guys, look, you guys have been together, 13 years and running. So with all that, it inspired me to present this idea of expanding AS to other games, that whatever game we play, the AS banner is always flying. So we have a very established presence on Star Trek Online right now. And with how things are there, things will stay the same with Star Trek Online. All the events and everything that we got going on, everything will stay the same. I am shifting my focus more from STO to this whole community project, which, as you guys will see on Discord, Ryan has designated me as community leader. This is because with our project, we are trying to expand how we run things here. We want a large community. So after talking with Ryan, I'm proposing several things. That when we go into a game, we call whatever clan, fleet, whatever it's called, it's a franchise of AS. And we try to get into as many games as possible. Whoever wants to go in, start a AS clan, they're more than welcome to. And they would be the founding members of the group in there. They would be responsible for recruiting their members, making their own.
I can barely.
What's that?
I can barely hear it.
That's just you, Jeff, 'cause I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him just
I
fine.
think it's put a right-click volume, I think. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, right-click the username, and then there should be a volume option.
So, where was I? So yeah, every franchise of AS will be responsible for their own groundwork. We were going to start, I think Kaze and Cass and the guys that are in Star Wars, you guys plan on doing a bit more recruiting once you guys get established with the fleet ship, correct?
Yeah, we'll have that on lock.
Yeah. So we'll get more members in there and, expand more, rinse and repeat, like keep expanding, make our community big. The goal eventually is to move us into an area where we are one big online gaming community. And maybe even to the point where we're big enough to where we have a name recognition that we can start doing, community service stuff with, like, I was throwing out Extra Life. Everybody here has heard of Extra Life?
Yeah.
And, doing fundraisers with them, nice little partnerships like that. And I know it sounds extremely ambitious. It's very ambitious, and it's going to take a lot of work. And everybody here is going to be a part of it. So from what's going on now, I'm working on the groundwork of this community. I'm taking about 2 to 3 weeks to get the whole draft laid out, the idea onto paper. Once that's done, the idea will be presented to the leadership and for feedback, advice, and everything that y'all guys would like to see in there. Couple things I want to do is I definitely want to have a leadership council made up of all the franchise leaders. Those franchise leaders would be responsible for having an executive officer who could fill in for them and whatever other duties they would be assigned. And then each franchise, like I said before, would have their own chain of commands, which would be separate out of this. So, yeah, we're planning big things for AS. AS is going to be here for a while, and it's going to be here to stay. And I, along with everybody else, want to make sure of this. I don't want to have to search for another online community ever again. I want to stay with AS. I want to stay with everybody here. I enjoy playing Star Trek Online with each and every single one of you guys. So I'll entertain any questions or comments at this point.
Nothing? Everyone get it, I guess?
I got just a couple of curiosities, because you're talking about like people basically being able to
Everything's crystal on the transcript.
Taking on positions of like franchise ownership type thing. So the thought process with that is that so like somebody joins AS in one of our games and decides, hey, there's this other game that I really like.
Oh, you play World of Warship, Smiley? I'll have to hit you up on that.
Hey guys, Phelan's talking right now.
Yeah. So, is it a case though, like where they join AS and then they go, hey, there's this other game I really like to play and I'd like to start a franchise, and they do that, or are we entertaining the idea of somebody who already runs a group in another game coming on board and putting their putting the AS brand on them, basically?
Either.
Okay.
What it's really going to be is, what we want to do is, it'll do it either way. Someone joins a game, says they play another game. They put an AS banner in that game. Like World of Warships. I just got the game. I started an AS clan in it. Well, so now we have AS in here. So we get everyone joining the clan and everything like that, and that'll happen for future franchises. What we're gonna do is we'll probably have, once there's a leadership council, once we have it all set up, we'll have an approval process. Say if we want these people to join or not.
Okay.
Well, it's ideas that are getting thrown around right now. Yeah. The approval process.
How would we do it?
I just wanted to say. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So once I get this whole idea in there, because the approval process is one thing. Because I don't obviously we potentially open up to have like we don't want to have like 1 or 2 member AS groups in each game and then call that a franchise. We want to have a bit of substance with it. So what I'm going to probably end up doing with it is establishing certain criteria on what we're going to look for in order to approve an expansion. And like I said, once I get all that on paper and everything, you guys, leadership, will I will need your input. It's not a matter of I want it, I need it. I absolutely need it.
Cool. Sounds good. Exciting as well. So,
am I clear? Sign
Yeah,
up?
go ahead, Akaze.
I just wanted to shoot in there as far as Smiley joining the WoW, not World of Warcraft. Shit. World of Warships. There's a new Steam version that was released a couple months ago. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It is cross-server, but if you choose to use the Steam version rather than the old World of Warships client, you will lose your items and you will have to start over from fresh, even though it is cross-server. So I just want to shoot that out there.
Yeah, I'm using the Steam version.
Thank you for that.
Okay. I have my old client, so that'll be fun.
So now also with that, we're going to get a bit more professional, kind of formal as well. As we're going through this, we are going to start working on a set of actual bylaws. And we mentioned at the last meeting a few weeks back that we were coming out with a code of conduct. We are still going to be doing that code of conduct and working on it for Star Trek Online. But that's going to eventually evolve into a set of bylaws for the whole Apocalypse Survivors community, as well as how we're going to do certain processes. So judicial matters, and like I said, franchise matters. So that's what we're
it's gonna
toward.
Right now. The idea is kind of there. We have to put it more on paper, get it down, brainstorm it more, then we can start implementing it. So you're still gonna have to give us a few weeks to do that, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So
but
leadership,
right now it's still pretty basic on the idea of it.
Yeah. So leadership, expect within the next few weeks to have a leadership meeting to go over it. Rise of Nation guys. If you guys, we need you guys too. We need your leadership involved in it as well. So
every one of the current franchises that we have, so Star Trek Online, Star Wars, Rise of Nations, and any other games that we're starting in, we're gonna need the leaders of all the fleets of everyone in there to join in, and we're gonna need the input on it once we have the meeting, and we'll go from there. But we're going to want everyone at that meeting from all 3 games and any other game that we add from now till then, because we can start branching out now. It's just not going to get all formal until so.
We do want input from everyone, not just leaders.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why everybody is. That's why everybody.
Anyone in this.
That's why everybody is. That's why everybody was invited here.
What happened to Smiley?
I moved him so I can talk.
Oh. Yeah.
That's why everybody was invited, because we want input from everyone, not just leadership.
Yeah, and with that, once leadership is done with their inputs, and we go back, revise the draft, we'll then present it to the rest of the community. So, and then I'm hoping this is going to be a few months time process. And like I said, it's once we get this up and running and rolling, it's going to be a pretty nice thing. So I want everybody to get excited for this. And hopefully this works. I'm confident it's going to work because we have great people, but we're all going to be in this for the long haul.
We can.
I'm pretty confident it's going to work, because Rise of Nations started off with you're not going to be able to do a clan. You're not going to be able to build something up in this community. Here we are 13 years later. Backtrack to Star Trek Online. Building a fleet. Got the same type of attitude from the community. You should join a fleet. There's too many fleets. It's a lot of work to build up a fleet. Well, now 7 years, or
5.
now we got 5 years later, we have 7 fleets, 3 armadas. So this is obtainable. We can work together. We'll fucking get anything done.
Hoorah! And that's one thing, Ryan. And that's one thing that also kept me in AS2 was learning about the history of this group, seeing that it wasn't just Star Trek Online, that it had been around for years even before it. And that was one thing that really, when I initially joined up as an ensign, that really piqued my interest in it. We get that a lot. And, it was one of my motivations to really get involved, and that's why I'm in the spot I am today, was because I believed in the AS vision, in the history, and where this fleet should be going.
Remember, one of the first clans to ever merge with AS was AOF. Then Then it was Glass Passenger's fleet. Or clan.
I just wanted to finally say to you guys, thank you for accepting me into the fleet. I know it's been a while coming that I should have thanked y'all, but for giving me this opportunity. Like I told Sinar, I've been floating in the black for 2 years. And, there's plenty of other people out there floating in the black who haven't been given this opportunity, who are probably of much use to a fleet like us. And I just wanted to thank you guys for doing that for me.
Glad to have you.
Glad to have you, and appreciate all that you've done for us. It's a team effort. We would not have gotten here without our members, without our leadership. It's been a huge, huge team effort.
Yeah, we can look into console too. I have an Xbox One. I don't play on it a lot because you have to pay money to be on Xbox Live, and I'm not on Xbox Live because I don't play it enough to put the money into it. PC is free, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to figure that.
Yeah. So with that being said, are there any comments, additions that anybody wants to make?
I just can't wait till we get this going.
Real quick, do you want me to timestamp and pin this?
Yes.
Okay.
So that nobody has any announcements they want to add in? Any new business?
Also, we would want people to get involved. Not just the current leadership, but if you're looking for an extra role that you want to take on, it's not going to be immediate because we're still in the process of building the bare bones. But once we get everything laid out and start working on it, we're going to need people to step up and help, because the current leadership we have isn't going to be enough for this task. We have 8 leadership staff, and just the founding fleet on on Star Trek Online. It's not going to be enough. Not for this big undertaking that we're about to venture into. But over the period of the next couple of weeks and beyond, if you have any suggestions, anything that you want to see or envision yourself, because there's only 3 of us with the vision and the idea right now. We want you guys to help us build off of it. So if you guys have anything, there's going to be a special text channel in Discord. You got my email address. If not, I will post it in Discord. You can email me any suggestions or ideas that you may have.
Give us a call. Send us an email. put it in the text channel that we'll create. Any ideas are welcome.
Yes.
No idea is too.
So, with that being said, this officially concludes the Apocalypse Survivors community meeting. Thank you, everybody else, for coming out. Great turnout. Great seeing everybody. And thank you so much to our Rise Nation guys for coming online and spending some time with us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kaze, for spelling my name right. I won't kill you now.
Oopsies.
I said I'm a DM. I was like, yo, dude, you misspelled my name. I kill you. So, all right. Well, Star Trek Online, guys. There's plenty of provisions to be gotten.